Sun TV.
Resumed ESS following the awful genocide that the Palestinian people are enduring at this time. The Charter of the United Nations establishes with absolute clarity in its first article that the first primary purpose of this organization is to maintain international peace and security and to take collective measures to prevent and eliminate threats to peace and to end acts of aggression or other endangerments of the peace. In this regard, we highlight the efforts deployed by the United Nations to attempt to resolve the situation of the Palestinian people. We recognize the diplomatic efforts that at this very moment are being undertaken by the Secretary General together with other international stakeholders. However, we note that all of these efforts have been insufficient to grant them peace and the right to self-determination, that is, to the Palestinian people. Since the end of the 19th century, year after year, these people have been displaced from their territory for colonial ends. There is a great debt to the people of Palestine because we were not able to comply with what we established as the resolution in 1947 for a just and lasting peace. As their actions progress slowly, Israel has benefited from the resolution that gave them statehood and is now an occupying power, and it ignores all of the further decisions and resolutions of the United Nations. This is a clear demonstration of disregard and a lack of respect for the international community and all developments in international law and international humanitarian law, which are the foundation for international peace and security. President, Excellencies, colleagues, we reject the loss of life in any part of the world and the suffering of peoples regardless of their nationality. For this reason, we must act with urgency and we must do so coherently. The lives of Palestinian people, men and women, have the same value as those of all citizens of the world. In recent days, we have watched stunned these disproportionate attacks against civilians in Gaza. To date, more than 8,500 Palestinians have lost their lives. Some 70% of them are women and children. We are at a turning point in this conflict where Israel, as the occupying power, has decided to apply collective punishment to the Palestinians in Gaza. To those who does not recognize their existence, it is destroying their schools, hospitals, and depriving them of their most basic rights, leaving the population without food, without fuel, without electricity, without medical assistance, and without water. The inhuman aggressiveness and the false arguments of the State of Israel can no longer be sustained. How is it possible for the aggressor now to call for the right to defense, placing itself as a victim? This cannot be covered up. The aggressor and the one responsible for genocide is Israel. Those responsible for these crimes against humanity, for these war crimes, must be held accountable and must be brought to international justice. Excellencies, colleagues, President, we cannot continue to watch indifferently children, human beings beneath the rubble, and innocent lives are being torn away in devastation as a result of bombs and weapons. The action of the United Nations can save thousands of lives. For this reason, all parties and those involved must assume the responsibility and seek peace and justice. In this regard, my delegation has co-sponsored the resolution presented by Jordan and that was approved by an overwhelming majority of this international community, so that there be an immediate ceasefire and the humanitarian needs of the Palestinian people be attended to, as well as the citizens of other countries who are also trapped in the region. There be an end to the weapons and to the death. Life is the most precious good that humanity has. We regret the phase out of the Security Council following Brazil's initiative. This would have been an opportunity for peace, and this would have represented a small light at the end of the tunnel for the Palestinians in Gaza. We call for the Security Council to act swiftly and to send a unanimous, clear and strong message to Israel so that they stop taking more innocent lives. Madam President, Bolivia has the utmost respect for international law, for the Charter of the United Nations and for the member states, and we will go down on the right side of history. We are on the side of the rights of the Palestinian people. As a result, the people and government of Bolivia has taken the decision to break diplomatic ties from today with the State of Israel, because we consider it a state that does not respect life of peoples, of international law or international humanitarian law. President, colleagues, we reiterate that the only formula that can truly guarantee peace and security in the region is the full recognition of the State of Palestine in the internationally recognized pre-1967 borders, with East Jerusalem as its capital. Furthermore, in accordance with its resolutions and decisions, the United Nations organization should incorporate as soon as possible as a full member state of this General Assembly the State of Palestine. Finally, Madam President, free Palestine is not just a cause of the Palestinian people, but rather a question of global justice and peace. The liberty and dignity of human beings must be respected in all corners of this planet, and it is our duty to work together to achieve a future in which Palestine can once and for all be free. To our brothers and sisters in Palestine, once again, I reiterate, you are not alone. Bolivia stands with you, and the peoples of the world are with you also. I thank you.
I thank the distinguished